All right, you guys, so I recently went up to the New Hampshire bins. I didn't vlog, sorry. I will get more of those, but it was kind of like a last minute thing, and I'm trying to stick to my goal of going to the bins at least once a month. And the clothing was really dry, so I picked up some things that I've never tried selling before, and so far it's going decently well. So let's talk about that in this week's episode of Friday Thrift Finds. Hey guys, it's me, Kay, and you've arrived at my weird little corner of the internet. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm a part-time reseller, mostly on eBay and Poshmark. I do sell locally at an antique booth, and I infrequently list on Mercari and Depop, and I do all this so that me and my daughter can travel the world. It's what we love to do. So yeah, I went to the bins. I go to the New Hampshire bins. I would like to make a trip at least once to the Connecticut bins. I've never been. So if you've been there, let me know how you liked it. And if you've been to New Hampshire, especially let me know how it compares. So yeah, the clothing was really dry. They're rotating the bins a little bit differently than I'm used to pre-COVID, and I'm not a big fan. So most of the bins there now are hard goods, and they have like 10 bins of clothing in the whole outlet. And so they make you go behind this yellow line when they're rotating anything other than clothes. But for clothes, they don't announce it. You just kind of have to be in the right place at the right time when they're moving out the bins, and then you get a spot right there where the bins come out. So the hard goods rotations are now not my favorite because everyone has to wait behind the yellow line, which is supposedly to make people not run to the bins when they release you, but that's exactly the opposite of what happens. I liked it in the old days where every single rotation they would just start pulling the bins out, and when you notice that was happening, you'd go over there and wait in line, like in front of where the new bins would be rolled out. I preferred that much better, so hopefully maybe they'll go back to that at some point. But yeah, the clothing was not good, so I had to kind of make do. It's like an hour and 15 minutes each way from my house to the New Hampshire bins, and you know, that's gas, that's mileage on my car, so I wanted to at least get something to come home with, and I ended up spending under $31. It was like $30 and change, so it's gonna be a pretty quick haul. Look forward to more bins hauls in the future. I know a lot of you guys like the bins hauls, and if you didn't know, the bins is the Goodwill outlet. So it's basically like the last resort before items get put in the landfill. So we're trying to avoid that happening. This New Hampshire location has a Goodwill retail store that's connected to it. It has slightly different hours. The bins opens at 9, the bins open at 7, the retail store opens at 9. So a lot of those items that don't sell in the retail store get pulled from the bins, but there's also stuff that's just raw donations. So sometimes you can get lucky. Anyway, let's get into this haul. So, like I said, the clothing was dry, so I bought some weird things that are well outside my comfort zone, but I guess that's the aim of 2023, is to try new stuff. So, Exhibit A, all of these cassettes. There were 45 in total, and the price at my Goodwill outlet for media is 30 cents a pound. So I paid under $2 for all 45. I've sold 11 so far. I just packaged up the 11th one that has sold. They've done okay. I paid like 4 or 5 cents for all of these. So even if they sell for, you know, $5, $6 a piece, that's still good for me. And I'm surprised that they've moved so quick. If you guys have sold cassette tapes, let me know how they do for you, because maybe it could be something that I can pick up at the bins moving forward if I ever find them again. I've sold a David Bowie bootleg tape, and bootleg in this case means someone recorded on their own. It was David Bowie live, so they recorded David Bowie live onto an audio cassette, and that one sold for $15. I've sold a Led Zeppelin for $10 and Eagles for $10. They were pink cassette tapes, so I think those are a little bit more rare. Again, this is the first time I've ever tried to sell these, and I don't know anything about cassette tapes. Yes, I was born in the era that was still listening to cassette tapes, and my dad had a bunch of them that he would listen to in his truck. But other than that, I'm a total noob. So I have like Joni Mitchell, Elton John, I sold an Aerosmith, there's more David Bowie in here, there's U2, those kind of things. So we'll see how they do. They're not all in great shape. So I actually found them all in like a 2-level case. I took them out of the case. I had to put some back because they were empty or they didn't have the right tape in there. I did double check all of these to make sure that the inlay matched the actual cassette. Some of the boxes are damaged, so I'm just making sure that I've notated everything. There's also someone had like engraved their last name, at least that's what I'm assuming it is, into some of the actual tapes. So I'm just making sure that I'm taking photos of everything. But yeah, 11 so far have sold out of the 45 that I picked up. I also have one other sale, and I spent $31. It was like $30 and change on everything in this haul. I've sold 11 tapes, and this sold for $42 on its own. So this is Johnston's Cashmere. It's a Scottish brand. It's 100% cashmere, as the name would imply. They also have Johnston's of Elgin and Elgin's of Scotland. It's all the same brand. And this is like a brown cashmere sweater. It does have button or snap detail at the neck. I couldn't tell if this was a men's or a women's, but it's a size 44, which according to their website size chart is a size large. So I'm thinking it's a women's unless it's like super shrunk, but it doesn't seem to be too shrunken. I quadruple checked it for holes, so hopefully the buyer doesn't get this and find one that I missed and then it gets returned. But yeah, $42 for that. And it's actually going to Norway. And this was my first eBay international sale with the new program that they rolled out. That's not, you know, the old GSP program, because I finally just got into this new one, and this is the first time I've made a sale through that. So that was exciting. This I probably should have left, but again, clothing was dry, so I was kind of just grasping at straws basically. But I saw this logo in a bin and just kind of blindly put it in my cart. It had so much pet hair on it that it was just ridiculous. So I threw everything in the wash as soon as I got home. Yes, including the cashmere. I just washed it on Gentle Cycle. So this is a tank top from Aloe. I think this graphic was just put on by somebody. They just bought like a blank Aloe shirt. It just says welcome to Las Vegas. And the back is blank. Not expecting a lot for this. It is an extra large though, which is great. I did get this for the booth. So this is a set of 4 napkins. They're organic cotton. They have this black like botanical print on them. So I'm going to put those up in my booth. I'm just gonna tie them together with some twine and make them look a little bit more presentable. And they are from Hearth and Harrow, 100% certified organic. There we go. This is another thing that I probably wouldn't have picked up in different situations, but this is liquid blue, size large. Some vintage liquid blue can do really well. This is definitely not vintage. It's from like 2014 or 2013. And it has the Boston Red Sox graphic on it with a baseball. It kind of looks similar to the Mountain Style, if you're familiar with that. Again, I'm from New England. I'm going to the New Hampshire bins. So there's a lot of Patriots and Red Sox and Bruins stuff. This was a new brand to me. I know that their bags can do fairly well from watching Ginger Marvin, but I don't know how their clothing does. This is Cavu. Size medium. It is men's because the buttons are on the right and the collar buttons down, so it's a short sleeve button down and like this green gingham plaid. I got one pair of jeans. These are American Eagle. These are the mom jeans, size 4. Here's the tag. If you don't know, you want the tag that's not cursive and that does not say Outfitters underneath. That is the newer tag. They're kind of like a faded black wash, maybe $20 for those. Everything is listed, by the way. And that's everything that I got for clothes. So let's go into shoes. These are Bogs. I've sold a few of these in the past, haven't really picked them up in a long time. The bins is probably the only place I'll ever get them. There's the Bogs back there. The little temperature thermometer thing is a little bit worn off, but that's fine. It doesn't really affect the value. They are a youth size 2. They're called the Classic Dab Rainbow. They're cute. I mean, I've sold them in women's and kids. They usually sell about the same. So I'll continue to pick them up at the bins, and especially so when I'm having a really tough time finding stuff. These I was surprised that no one else grabbed. These are Hey Dudes. This is my 3rd time finding Hey Dudes. I just found them for the first time a few months ago. They definitely have been worn, but that's fine. They are the Wally L socks in a size US 11. I mean, there is some like marks on the insoles, but other than that, they're in good shape. One more pair of shoes, and these are Keens, also men's. I have a hard time moving these, but I figure at bins prices, for the stuff that's not the cassette tapes, I paid $1.23. That was my average cost of goods for everything else. So these are Keens. They do not have the Vibram soles. I think the Newport H2 is the style. These are a US 12 in men's. They have this little like chunk taken out right here on the back of this right shoe, but otherwise they're in good shape. I got 2 plushies. The first one is a vintage Serta counting sheep. It is number 1. It has this little tag still. It says Serta, like the mattress company. You guys can't see because I'm not doing a good job of showing it to you. There we go. And his butt tag says 2000, so he's from 2000. I've sold a few of those in the past, and then I picked up this because I recognized it from like the most popular children's like chew toy. It sounds weird to say chew toy, but that's basically what kids use it for. They use it as a teething tool. I'm stumbling over my words as usual. I'm sorry, it's late. This is Sophie the giraffe, but in a plushie form. Here's her little tag down here that says Sophie. Hopefully you guys could see that. 2017 Mary Meyer Corp. She's in really good shape. And then last, I have something for my booth. It is a brass mail holder or napkin holder. It's got pineapples on it. I had to tighten the little screws on the bottom because it was a little wobbly, but it's in good shape now. And it probably won't go for a whole lot, but again, I was just trying to make the trip worth it. I went on a Saturday. I don't know if that contributes. I've only ever gone on either a Friday or a Saturday, so maybe I'll have to take a day off on another day of the week and see if it's any different. I don't know. I'm willing to try, but you know, most of the weekdays I have my daughter and she's in school, so I don't want to potentially go to the bins and, you know, like miss her coming home or something like that, or if she's sick and she needs to call me, stuff like that. So those are factors that I have to consider when I'm trying to schedule some time off from my day job to drive up to New Hampshire to go to the bins. So that's everything for this haul. Again, $31, so not too much stuff, but I've already made my money back and then some, so I'm already in the profit from this haul. And yeah, I just really like going to the bins. It's fun for me to dig through and find the treasures if they exist, more so than a traditional thrift store where you're just kind of like flipping through all of the hangers. I prefer this better, and I honestly wish that it was closer to me and not more than an hour in each direction. But let me know what your favorite item was from this haul. If you've sold cassette tapes in the past, let me know how they did for you. So far I'm seeing some success, so I'm happy that I picked them up, and especially so since that was really the bulk of what I grabbed on this day. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate every single one of you that comes out and watches my videos. If you liked it at any point, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out here on YouTube to know what type of content you enjoy seeing from me. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here and my weird little family on the internet, and I hope to see you next time. Bye guys.